It was supposed to be a routine interview, another day, another talk show, another politician in the hot seat. But what unfolded live on air that evening left millions stunned, social media ablaze, and one host questioning everything they thought they knew. From the very first minute, you could feel the tension in the studio. The bright lights glared, cameras rolled, and the host, known for their fiery progressive takes, sat across from Senator John Kennedy, eyes sharp and ready for confrontation. Kennedy, calm as ever, leaned back in his chair, his trademark Southern charm masking the quiet storm that was about to unfold. The host opened with the barrage of questions, pointed, loaded, dripping with the sense of moral superiority. "Senator," they began, "don't you think it's time America moves past its outdated traditions and embraces progressive change? Isn't your resistance just holding us back?" There was a pause. Kennedy didn't flinch. He didn't interrupt. He simply looked at the host, his expression steady, and then, with that slow, deliberate drawl that's become unmistakably his, he said, "Well, bless your heart, a broken bar, but you don't fix a country by tearing it apart first." The room went silent. The audience didn't know whether to laugh or gasp. But Kennedy wasn't done. He leaned forward, voice soft yet firm, and continued, "You call it progress when we can't agree on what truth means anymore. You call it compassion when you silence people who disagree. But where I come from, respect is earned through listening, not shouting louder than everyone else." The host blinked, momentarily thrown off their rhythm. You could almost see the wheels turning at the attempt to regain control, to steer the conversation back to safer ground. But Kennedy pressed on, not with aggression, but with an honesty that cut through the noise. He spoke of unity, of the forgotten Americans who feel like strangers in their own country, and of the danger of confusing outrage with action. "I don't mind people who see the world differently," he said, "but what scares me is when people stop wanting to understand each other. When everything becomes a fight instead of a conversation, that's when democracy starts to die." The audience broke into applause, genuine, spontaneous. Even some of the production crew couldn't hide their smiles. The host, usually unflappable, found themselves at a loss for words. For once, there was no clever comeback, no sarcastic remark, just silence, a broken bar and reflection. By the time the segment ended, the energy in the studio had completely shifted. What began as a confrontation turned into something far deeper, a reminder of what public discourse could do when truth and courage took the stage together. Social media exploded within minutes. Clips of Kennedy's remarks flooded Twitter and YouTube, amassing millions of views overnight. People called it the moment TV needed, a masterclass in grace under fire, and even the speech that made America think again. Behind the scenes, the host reportedly asked to speak privately with Kennedy afterward. No cameras, no audience, just two people, one conversation. What was said in that room remains private, but sources say it ended with a handshake, a laugh, and a simple promise to keep the conversation going. And that's the part that hit home for so many viewers, because this wasn't just about politics. It was about courage, the courage to speak with conviction without cruelty, to challenge ideas without demeaning people, and to remind a divided nation that civility isn't weakness, it's strength. By the end of that night, Kennedy had done more than just destroy a host on live TV. He'd reignited something we've all been missing, the belief that even in disagreement, there can be understanding. Even in the heat of debate, there can be heart. And maybe, just maybe, that's the kind of leadership America's still hungry for.